Hello, babies. Welcome back to Pachter Factor on SIFTD.net. I'm Michael Pachter. If you are watching real time, it's because you're a Patreon patron, and we thank you for that. Or because you've linked your Twitch Prime account to your Amazon Prime account, we thank you for that. Make sure you do that. There's a ticker below with the names of those of you who remembered to do that. Or your YouTube subscriber. That's all great. You're getting it real time. If you are not doing any of those things because you got no money, you can't afford it, you don't care to give us money, you're watching a week late. Okay, question from Sifted from Slagathor. What does it take to get the attention of gaming executives? CD Projekt RED is doing just fine with Cyberpunk despite the backlash and refunds. It was just a bump in the road. Activision Blizzard will probably skate on by despite its recent scandal. We are always told to vote with our wallet. It doesn't seem to work when so many people are willing to overlook real issues. Is voting with your wallet a myth? Publishers and developers are fishing for dollars and the sea is full of whales. All right, I actually think you answered your question in the question. And I'm going to give you a direct quote from your question. Voting with your wallet doesn't seem to work when so many people are willing to overlook real issues. Well, if they're real issues, then they won't overlook them. So if it's real to you, you don't overlook it and you vote with your wallet and you boycott the product. If it's not real to somebody else, then they keep buying the product. I would say that the vast majority of people who bought Cyberpunk were pissed and had problems and the stock went down, and I don't cover them, so I haven't paid attention to it lately. But their next game won't get as much hype or as much love, so they're going to have problems in the future, and they know it, and they're going to have to do twice as well, really bang it out of the park to get people to buy their next game. Activision stock dropped 25% or 20%, so people cared, and a lot of people got fired. Are you going to boycott Call of Duty because the World of Warcraft team had 6 pigs on it? Like, I doubt it. You can, and if Activision said, screw you, people who haters, we can do whatever we want, then a lot of people would have been outraged, would have boycotted. They didn't say that. Now, I did get feedback from people saying that the California state lawsuit kind of hit the wires at about 4 o'clock on a Friday, and it took Bobby Kotick until Tuesday afternoon to respond. And I'm not going to make excuses for him. He should have responded Saturday. 24 hours is enough. But let's read his response. It was clearly vetted by lawyers. It clearly took a while to get it right. The initial reaction was, we did nothing wrong, and the state blindsided us, and that's because the state clearly had told them about these issues. And if he had said screw you, then yeah, boycott the hell out of Activision. He didn't say screw you. He said, we take this really seriously. Our employees are our only asset, and we value them, and we have to make the work environment safe for them, and we are going to thoroughly investigate all allegations. We are going to remediate any breaches where we find them, including termination of the harasser. We are going to prosecute enablers and terminate them. So if you know about it and you do nothing, you're just as guilty as the person who does it. I think that's great, and we're going to review our hiring practices and make sure we have equal pay and all that. So if he doesn't do that, vote your wallet. I agree. But if he does, you can't ask anybody to do anything other than fix what they did wrong. So the truth is, I think that that's a good enough response for most people. You're asking me this less than a month after the news hit. So Activision hasn't reported the quarter yet. Maybe they're going to have bad sales in the September quarter. I doubt it. I think they're fine. But the truth is that I think most people are willing to overlook real issues if the company addresses the real issues and says they're going to fix them. So no, voting your wallet's not a myth. Look, I was goofing around on an earlier episode saying I'm a dyed-in-the-wool Democrat, and I am. You guys can be whatever you want to be. But the guy, the MyPillow jerk who spent $15 million, trying to pursue the election fraud and trying to get Trump reinstated as president. Spoiler alert, there's nothing in the Constitution that says if you lose an election that you get reinstated if there's any fraud. He's not coming back. There are people boycotting MyPillow. And the flip side of it is there are more Republican, Trumpists that are buying MyPillow. So he's probably net neutral, but he's never selling a MyPillow to anybody who hates Trump ever again. So it hurt him. And that's his choice. He can take a strong political position, and people will vote with their wallet. If they don't like it, they don't like it. I would never, patronize a restaurant that I heard had a rat problem, right? It's the same thing, except the rat might be a sexual harasser, or the rat might be a developer who was sloppy on Cyberpunk. But think of it as a rat problem. You would not go someplace that wasn't safe for you. So you're not going to go someplace that's not safe for the workers there, and I wouldn't fly on an airline that didn't maintain its planes, so I don't want to patronize a company that treats its workers unfairly. I think that's right. And if treating the workers unfairly is, this happened years ago, Nike using child labor in the Philippines or China or something, they got in trouble for that, and they stopped doing it. That's voting your wallet works if it's an issue that matters to you. We all should care about sexual harassment. We all should care about poor games, sexual harassment more. But you're not going to punish Activision if they're taking care of it and they're doing the right thing. If we find out in a year they did nothing and harassment's gotten worse, yes, vote your wallet. I agree. But I think you're reaching the conclusion that it's not going to work because people didn't immediately organize a boycott of all Activision games and stop playing Call of Duty, and I don't think that's going to happen. So I hope that answered your question, because I think your sense of urgency about this is misplaced, because I think that you have to give people time to remediate the issue when they become aware of it. And the Cyberpunk guys, I don't think they tried to make a bad game. I think they screwed up. I think they rushed it out before it was ready. They didn't adequately test it. The game was full of bugs, and it's just dumb. Well, then that just creates a lack of trust for the next time. So the next time you're going to wait for all game reviews. You're going to wait 2 or 3 weeks to buy a game until you know that it's not broken. That's
next time's Witcher 4. Do you think people are really going to do that? Or are they just going to buy Witcher 4?
No, I think they're going to wait.
Really?
By 2 weeks, not by years. It's funny. I bought a car in 2011, and it was the second model year. And I intentionally didn't buy the first model year because I used to read Consumer Reports in the old days, and they would say even the best car makers screw up the first model year. They just do things they couldn't figure out. And it was a Porsche Panamera. And the first model year had a ton of problems. And I read the reviews on the second year, and they said, here's all the things they fixed. And my God, that car was flawless. It was perfect. So I think people do stuff like that. I would wait 2 weeks. You're not dying to play The Witcher 4 that you got to have it the first day. You are, not me.
A lot of people are.
I'm dying to play Diablo 4.
Just think about how popular The Witcher show on Netflix has become.
I'm dying to play Diablo Resurrected and Diablo 4. Thanks for joining us on Pachter Factor. Remember, if you link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch Prime account, we get paid, and there's a ticker below showing all of those of you who are thoughtful enough just to remember to do that. It costs you nothing. You're already paying for it as part of Prime. So since it costs nothing, if you're a Prime member, and you should know if you are one because you're getting 3 packages a day from Amazon if you're a Prime member, then please remember to link it. If you're a Patreon patron, thank you for your patronage. You can subscribe on YouTube. Thank you if you do that as well. We need as many of you as we can just to keep Shane eating.